Okay, guys, here we go. It is time. It is coming into the end of November and coming into December. We are going to get ready for Team of the Year. Everyone's prepping, everyone's saving. So who do we think Team of the Year is going to be? Because that's the most common question right now asked me in stream over on BurtCrown88 on Twitch. I stream every morning at 7:30 a.m. Through the week, I stream hockey. Through the weekends, I just stream games with anybody that wants to play. But the most commonly asked question is Team of the Year. Who do you think is going to be Team of the Year? So I did some diving, I did some looking into it. Who played good? And I'm also going to try to take in fan favorites, because that I believe popularity weighs in a little bit on Team of the Year. And then also it gets a little surprising at defense, and I want to get everyone's take on it. So when we get to defense, put that in the comment section down below. Who you think might be good options for defense. So I'm going to take around 3-4 goalies. I'm going to take around 4 or 5 forwards, and I'm going to take around 5 defensemen, and then we can just talk about it in the comment section down below. So don't forget to hit that up. If you do like the video and you are new here, don't forget to hit that sub button, notification bell. We're super close to 2,000 subs, and make sure you don't miss anything in the future. But let's get into Team of the Years. Who do we think? We're going to go goalies, forwards, defensemen. Let's enjoy it. Okay, I'm going to start with Aiden Hill. He won a Stanley Cup, but out of all the goalies on this list, he has the least amount of wins, and we don't really know how they gauge goalies. Aiden Hill had a very good playoff run, and he had a good start to this season, and he had a good finish from last season. So putting that all together for 28 wins and a Stanley Cup, could he be a candidate for Team of the Year? It's very unlikely because of the popularity of it. I don't think he's the most popular goalie on this list when it comes to wins. 6'4", he's not a bad height. He could be eligible because of that Stanley Cup, but I just don't think so. I just think he's a good honorable mention. Now I'm going to go to Ullmark. I'm going to say Ullmark is probably the second most popular name on this list. That's a toss-up between the other one. But what he did for Boston last year, he's been okay this year, and the playoffs, they didn't really have a good run, so that's where it hurts him. If they had a good run in the playoffs, he would have had more wins. He only has 30 wins from January through to the playoffs up until now. So his not having the playoffs really hurt him. But what he did last year was special, and he's had an okay start this year. Ullmark, I think, could be a very strong candidate with his popularity at taking Team of the Year goalie. He would be one of the 3 that I think would be my top opinion as a goalie that should be. Now, when it comes to another goalie, Jake Oettinger, he has 38 wins. Ottinger's a very popular name. He's a very young goalie coming up, and I really think that could be a huge factor with the popularity of the name, with the youth the player is. He's only 24 years old, and he's got 38 wins. He's second highest in wins on this list. He's been playing phenomenal, carrying Dallas. Like, Dallas is playing good hockey, but Oettinger has been a big reason on their good success. And I think with his popularity, you could see him as the Team of the Year goalie. And if he was Team of the Year goalie, it wouldn't surprise me one bit. Alexander Gorgiev had the most wins on this list. He has the most wins from January up until right now through the playoffs. The playoffs hindered him. He didn't really get many wins. He only got 3 wins in the playoffs, but he has 11 wins so far this year. And from January to the end of the year, he had 25 big wins. Gorgiev is a unbelievable goalie who's getting great wins. He just doesn't, I don't think, have that popularity factor to put him above Oettinger. So if they go off of wins, I think Ottinger's popularity is going to nudge him over, because Gorgiev has 39 wins and Oettinger has 38. So I think that popularity boost would happen. But unbelievable run, honorable mention. I hope he doesn't get it, even though he's got the most wins, because he's only 6'1", and that'd be an extremely big bust, and it wouldn't be a driving factor for players to go get. So I don't see him getting it, but I had to mention him as the goalie that has the most wins. And then Bobrovsky, a big name, big playoff run, 12 wins, the most wins out of any goalie in the playoffs last year. 16 wins last year, coupled with the 9 wins this year, gives him 37 wins, but an amazing playoff run out of Florida. Bobrovsky's got the name, he's got the Vezina trophy. He is a goalie that could sneak in there and get the Team of the Year goalie. I hope it's Oettinger, if it's any of them, Oettinger or Ullmark. But my top 3 would be Oettinger, Ullmark, Bobrovsky. And throw in the comment section down below if you think it's those 3, if you think it's somebody else. But those are my 3 goalies. We're just going to rip off that Band-Aid. David Pastak. Just rip off the Band-Aid. He had a phenomenal year last year, and he's off to an unbelievable start this year. The playoff run was terrible for Boston last year, and that left David Pastrnak lacking in points in the playoffs. But his 2 regular seasons last year and what he's been doing this year still has him in the top 5 of points for forwards. Plus, he comes with the Boston tag. Plus, he comes with the popularity. He's an exciting name. He's a great player to use in Hut. David Pastrnak is a huge one for me. Now, I'm going to couple this with, if it's Pastrnak, I don't see it being Allmark. And if it's Allmark, I don't see it being Pasternak. I know they've given 2 players from the same team, like McDavid and Draisaitl, Makar and McKinnon. So it could happen. I just don't see it. If they give it to one, I don't see the other one getting it. Pasternak is a top 5 forward for me, and I just rip that Boston Bandit off and just say, hey, unbelievable. From January to now, 97 points. David Pasternak's cooking, and cook him all the way to Team of the Year. Matthew Kachuck hasn't really had a great start this year, but he takes a huge jump over Pasternak. Pasternak had 97 points. Matthew Kachuck is 107 from January to now. I think Matthew Kachuck is a very strong candidate, extremely popular player throughout the NHL community. Now, when I say popular, I don't just mean popular as in everyone loves him. He's either really hated or really loved, which gives him that huge popularity that NHL might feed off of to put him at Team of the Year. And he's got an X Factor, which is huge. You could go get his X Factor card, power it up, if you believe that Matthew Kachuck is going to be a Team of the Year. I strongly believe at 107 with his popularity, this card could be a Team of the Year, and I'd love to see it. I love Matthew Kachuck. He's a good player, and I think he plays with a good edge. That would be fun to use as a Team of the Year. Then we're going to come back to Colorado with Nathan McKinnon. Same thing with Gorgiev, but I don't think Gorgiev is going to get a card, right? I think the other 3 goalies are way better candidates than him, even though he's got the most wins. Nathan McKinnon, I believe, will be the Colorado guy, and I think he'll be the only Colorado guy. That will be something to talk about here when we go over to defense, but Nathan McKinnon's had a fantastic January to now. Now, playoffs were lackluster for Colorado. Nathan only got 7 points, which kept him down to 106, which is why Matthew Kachuck's a little above him, and I think Matthew Kachuck nudges him out, but Nathan McKinnon has a big name, a big name, and it's a tie for me. Now, the next 2 guys I'm going to talk about, we know who they are, Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid. Edmonton's been at a terrible start, and maybe do they bump Leon out because of that terrible start, and they go Connor, Nathan, and Matthew Kachuck. Those would be a phenomenal 3. But Leon, with his insane size and weight, nasty shot, he's a good Team of the Year. 111 points. You can't say Leon is completely out of the Team of the Year running, even though Edmonton's been doing terrible. He's got the points, he's got the name, everything about it says Leon. And then Connor, probably arguably the best player in the NHL. 116 points from January to now. Slow start for them, but he's still top of the points, top of the popularity. Everybody wants this card. Most people have his X Factor due to the packs that just came out for Black Friday. But Connor, unbelievable card, and I think he's a lock for Team of the Year. As always, Connor's a lock, and then it's just, will it be Draisaitl, Matthew Kachuck, or Nathan McKinnon? We'll have to find out, but those are my picks. Throw in the comment section down below if you got a spicy one like Kucherov, who had an unbelievable run, but the playoffs hurt so many cards, and Kucherov was one of them. Now, when it comes to defensive players, Team of the Year, I'm going to live on cloud 9 and be very wishful when I think Dougie Hamilton, 6'6", 230 pounds. Phenomenal Team of the Year card this would be, guys. From January to now, Dougie Hamilton has 62 points, which puts him 5th in points. He's got the popularity, not ahead of the guy. He doesn't have more popularity than the guys ahead of him, but he would be a phenomenal card. He's got points. New Jersey's an exciting team. He would be an unbelievable Team of the Year, and I'd love to be wishful and hopeful and think this card could do it, but being 5th in points, I think it leaves him short. Coming back to Colorado, you can never really rule out Cale Makar because of how dynamic of a player he is. He always gets points, he always does well, and he's a player for popularity, plus cover athlete, so you can't rule him out, but 64 points leaves him short on the next 3. And where he gets kind of saved is the player that leads in points from January to now is probably the least popular player on this list, but I would love for him to get a Team of the Year card. Erik Carlson, yes, I know, 3rd on this list for Team of the Year. Probably a lock, right? Best defenseman of the year, 67 points. It's 3rd in points on this list, but because it's by 1 and 3 points, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. As he was with San Jose getting those points, so super impressive. Big name, fast card. People love using him. I think he's a lock for Team of the Year with the performance he had last year. No playoff run, 67 points. Very impressive. 2nd in points, again, another very popular player, and this would fit a left-right scheme as Erik Carlson is right-handed, Miro Heiskanen's left-handed. That kind of gels pretty well. And Miro Heiskanen had 68 points, one above Carlson. Great performance out of him. Honestly, if they do try to taper and get some different teams, you get Heiskanen on D, you get Ullmark in net, and then you have, Matthew Kachuck instead of Pastrnak as a forward. They can kind of touch a bunch of different teams, plus get you left and right with Carlson and Heiskanen. I believe Carlson and Heiskanen are the best two for team of the year. But who is the top pick with their points from January to now? That is none other than Vince Dunn. Yes, he's a lefty, but he doesn't carry the popularity that Heiskanen carries. 70 points from January to now. He's got an X factor. Everything about this card scream. Give him a team of the year. It would be awesome having a player like Vince Dunn, who's still young. Popularity's not quite there, but it would be phenomenal just to have a player outside the box that just shot out of the gate last year and got an amazing amount of points, and he hit 70 this year he hit 70 from January to now, which is great for a defenseman. I think he's earned it, but like I said, I think it's going to be Heiskanen and Carlson. Put in the comment section down below what you think about this. I think Vince Dunn would be fun, and I'd love to see it. But alrighty, guys, there's my team of the year picks. What are yours? Put them in the comment section, who you think and why, because I'm very excited to see who you guys got. And team of the year is an exciting time, and I love to see exciting players pop up. And I think Matthew Kachuck, Vince Dunn, and Oettinger or Ullmark would be extremely fun cards to see team of the year have. Let's hope, guys. Can't wait to see what you got to say. And thanks for watching. Till next time. Ciao, ciao.